1 crore years. Because, you know, it's so cute because I have gone straight for 70. I was counting, it was close to 70 odd, um, 70 odd sessions straight. Hindi, Angrezi, alag alag. For 70 weeks, I have gone straight with all of these sessions. 70 topics have come. If you ask me, I can't think of a single topic, but yeah, 70 topics have come. Okay. It says over there, I don't know, somebody's asking me something.
No, it says to see addictive.
Acha, to see addictive. Okay. Now, what all programs you have about addiction? Is addiction good? Is addiction bad? Is addiction, you know, good for you? Should you be addicted to anything? Whatever. So there we go. See, that's another topic right there. Okay.
It's a trick question. You will do a danda no matter what I say.
No, that's not true. That no matter what you say, I won't do a danda. You know the answer at which I won't do the danda. It might not be the answer you are resonating at, but it's the answer, right? All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's session. And thank you so much for being here. I know all the Delhi Walas had such an amazing party today. And thank you so much for celebrating your Diwali already with me. So I know that you all had a great time, and I'm almost dying with fear of missing out, but so be it. I was there in the energies, and I'm sure you all had a wonderful time. So today's session, today's topic, the one that came up, this too shall pass. What a beautiful topic. We've all heard this phrase at some point in time or another. And all of us have thought about it, you know, when we are going through something, that is not as per our liking. It's not as per how we want outcomes to be. And we've thought about it. And then at that point in time, you know, we think, okay, you know, this too shall pass. I want to first take this part of the energy first, this part of the sentence, and then the topic gets extended into something more, and which is only if you allow it. So the first part first, which is this too shall pass. What does it even mean? It simply means that whatever, you know, when we look at energy as being so transient, as being something that's constantly changing, if we look at energy, everything is so simply understood. We're in a constant shift. And so whatever is happening right now, whatever it is, this too shall pass. This is simply an experience. What is it that is creating this experience? Your energy field. But whatever the energy field be like, that's also not constant. Now that we are aware and working on our energy field, it's changing all the time. We see something that has already manifested. And now instead of looking outside, why is this happening? What is wrong with this person? Why do these things happen to me only? You found the answer to that. Why do these things happen to me only? Well, it's your energy field. By the way, it's not happening to you only, but that's your frequency of sadness, your frequency of powerlessness, helplessness, your victimhood frequency that you are sitting in when you think that way. These things happen to me only. Why does it have to happen to me? Now that we become aware, why is it happening to you? Well, the answer is very simple. That's what your energy pot looks like. So what do we do next? Well, if the energy pot looks like this, can we shift the energy? Of course we can. Now we know how easy, how simple it is. Will the outside stop? We don't know. Will the outside stay the same? Well, probably not, because things are always on the move. Energy is always shifting outcomes. But which way will the outcome go? We don't know. And that's too, we don't have to put our finger on it. This is what needs to stay. We simply have to put our finger on this one particular line, this line of thought. This too shall pass. If it's a wonderful thing happening, if it's thing of beauty, if there's something that's happening outside that is bringing in so much joy, receive the whole joy from it. But what we tend to do, because we are looking outside, we tend to cling to that event. We tend to cling to that person from where the event is right now being generated. But is that person, is that event the more consequential thing? No, actually, it's your energy that's creating this event. If this one gets created and now this one moves, will something close to this happen again? Of course, this is held in your energy. This joy, this anand, this bliss is part of your energy. Your energy created this outside. So why cling to it? As soon as we cling to something, we become attached to some person, to some motion, to some event. What is it that we are actually doing? We are introducing the fear factor into it. The fear factor, because now we are attached to that thing. And now we have this fear. What if we lose this? What if we lose this? And so the more we cling to it, the more we become stationary. But this thing has come to pass. And we forget that this thing has come to pass. So we simply just hold on to things, cling on to things, and then at other times things happen that we totally don't want to be a part of. Events happen in our lives, we don't know how they happened. Well, now we do. But when those events happen, again, the thought that we sit with, no, no, I can't be part of this. This cannot be happening to me. I don't want this. And what is it that we do with I don't want to, I don't want to be a part of this? Now we are running away. We are shying away from the experience. We forget that this too is simply an experience. When we understand this line, this too shall pass. If we truly understand this line, everything will seem beautiful because everything is simply one experience. It's one experience from that energy. We neither hold on to this nor to anything else. We simply keep watching. We observe. It happens, we are able to observe. As soon as we observe something, Now, what is the next line that I'm asking you to do? Allow it. Only if you allow it. Why is allowing necessary? We already know the answer to that. Whatever you are running away from, that means the frequency is of fear. And if you are running away from something, that is going to, will have to persist. It will have to persist because it is your fear that has to manifest. The fear will manifest. And then more fear is created. Why is more fear created? Because at that point in time, if you are looking, running, hiding away, shying away, rejecting something, clearly you are sitting in unawareness. And as we sit in unawareness, whatever the experience be, it simply gets deeper. If we see outside something that's joyous, it creates joy in us. And then, as I said, sometimes we even cling on to it. But when we, see something that's not as per our liking, we see something that's not creating joy, giving us a lot of grief, a lot of botheration. And let us say we are unaware that all that we have to do is to look within, to be still, and to simply treat it as an experience. If we don't do that, we simply go deeper and deeper into that grief, into that sadness, into that anger, whatever that energy might be. The energy by itself doesn't judge. For energy, it's simply a frequency. It's a random frequency. It could have a name, 104.2, 107.3. You ask me which one is better. If I was to give you two frequency names and say 104.2, 107.3, which one is better? Should be like, It doesn't matter. Both of these are just numbers. They'll catch on to different stations. Yep, right. That's how energy thinks. Because energy is simply in the process of creation. But who is the one that is not liking all of this? Well, the 1% body, the 1% that's sitting right here. And why is it not liking it? Because it's already gotten embroiled into the story. As soon as we get into the story, it's bound to happen. It's bound to happen that we will judge the story, we will judge the actors, we will judge the parts that they are playing, and we will forget that this is simply an experience. So, again and again, every time we come here, only one thing to be spoken about, everything just energy, everything simply an experience. As you are going through the experience, make it an awareness point to yourself that this too shall pass. If it's beautiful, enjoy it in this minute, but know that this too shall pass. So many of us cling to our children when they are younger. We don't want them to grow older. No, no, this is the best age. They should stay here only. But that doesn't happen, does it? Children grow up, they become completely different personalities. And now that same actor who was giving you so much joy earlier is now giving you so much grief. Why? Because you are clinging to that place. You are not letting it pass. This moment in the now belongs here. That was then, that is not yet arrived. But this moment in the now belongs here. And this too shall pass. So simply enjoy the experience for whatever it is. Sometimes, when the experiences of grief, sometimes when the experiences of sadness, anger, we want it to get over faster. This too shall pass, but why is it not passing? It's not passing because you're running. In the morning session, I was talking about this. I said, as as you're, as there's an experience that's happening, you look at the experience and now you start to run. Now the experience has to follow you, and then you keep running forward and it's following you. What you have to do is to be able to sit in the place so that it can come, you can witness it, and then it can pass. If you can keep running, then it's going to keep running behind you, right? One day it's going to catch up, and you will have to watch it, you will have to observe it. Now that we know that it's to be done, we have to allow it. We have to allow it to come to us. We have to allow it to be observed. And that's where the allowance comes into play. This too shall pass when in unawares. We simply wait for it to pass. We wait for the days with a heavy heart. Okay, when is it going to pass? It's this term, the heart is heavy. The heart is not looking forward to that experience. The heart is not able to witness that experience. The heart is in the experience. When you're in the experience, then you have to bear it. We're not talking about bearing it, we are talking about allowing it. That's a completely different experience altogether. When we are able to witness something, even if it's the deepest grief, the loss of someone, somebody has gone, and right now we have to deal with that grief. Forget everything, what the future looks like, what was that person's role in your life, how did that person, how was it that you were thinking that this role is going to play out. All of those to the side, if you can simply observe that grief is simply an experience, it's an energy, it's a frequency. In this frequency, I am feeling grief. Let me simply experience it. What does grief feel like? What do? We run away from grief. We don't want it. We don't want events that bring us grief. And why? Because we are fearful. We are fearful of the frequency itself. And so, firstly, to be able to release fears of all experiences, to be able to just sit within and say, it's only an experience. When my father passed away, this money that we talk about, when somebody came and somebody said to me, it's okay, it'll take time, but it is all right, things will get better. And I simply looked at them and I said, no, I don't think I'm ever going to laugh again. I said that. Can you believe it? I said, no, I'm never going to laugh again. How foolish. Because that was grief, that was an experience. Yes, I held on to the experience of grief for 20 years. But even then, if I held on to it in the morning, that experience of grief, by the mid morning, I was going through another experience. Was I laughing? Hell yes, I was laughing. I was living. I was doing everything. I was being sad. I was being angry. I was being joyous. I was being loved. I was being everything. But for me to think that no, now that this person who used to give me so much joy, that person has gone, I don't think I'm ever going to laugh again. So for those of you who know how loudly I laugh, that might sound funny to you, but that was really something that I truly thought was going to happen. I didn't understand at that point in time. This too shall pass. In unawareness, I had a long journey of that experience, some 16 years of it passing. Why? And we know now why. Because I didn't allow it. I didn't allow it. That was all. I needed to sit and witness my grief, but I didn't know how. And so I constantly sat in that grief and I grieved for this person who was gone. And today I understand there is no grieving. There is nobody who goes anywhere. So when I think of somebody leaving, now there is no grieving. Yes, there is sadness for some time, and that sadness has to be processed. I simply have to sit and process what am I feeling and honor that feeling. I don't have to be jumpy at all times. The masti is within. But when that masti is right now bringing in another frequency, and that frequency belongs to sadness, okay, I can experience sadness. I don't have to fear sadness. Sadness is here for me to be experienced. And with that, I experience sadness for a couple of days, maybe for 20 minutes, maybe for a few seconds. It doesn't matter. But I fully honor the sadness. And then what have I done? I have witnessed it. And then it gives me an open door for me to let it pass. That's the whole journey. That's all that we need to do for every emotion, to understand it's simply a frequency. We've been talking about this all the time, right? Every emotion is simply a frequency. You can change your channel at all times. This is just another way of understanding you can change your channel, because this too can pass. This too can change. This is the channel. You can switch your channel. But even as we do the positivity process, the first thing that we talk about, observe you are sad, you are sitting in sadness. Firstly, create that distance. I am sitting in sadness. The whole of me is not sad. I am simply sitting in sadness. Sadness is a frequency. And then you bring the separation. But firstly, you allow it, you accept it. Yes, I'm sad. You're no longer running away from, no, no, I don't want to be sad. I want to be happy. Most of the people, when they're out there seeking, I want to be happy. I want to be happy. The want is simply lack. These are energies. You can switch your frequency and you don't even know that you actually switch 28 times in a day. You're constantly switching your frequencies. But the minute you say, no, I want this, I want to be happy, I want to be joyous, I want to be loved. Now, this want is simply the frequency of lack. As you sit in this frequency, even this, you can simply honor. Okay, today I am feeling the frequency of lack. I'm going to watch myself. And the lack can show up in so many different ways. But rather than running outside, okay, now the lack of time has showed up, so I must speed up my car. Now the lack of health has showed up, so I must go and pop in some 20 pills. Now the lack of a loved one has showed up, so I must go around and give my love, so my love onto other people, just because I feel the need to be loved. The work is not to be done outside. The work is all simply within. Firstly, observe, okay, I'm feeling lack. Today I was sitting in this frequency, tomorrow it will be something else. I accept, I allow myself to sit in this frequency, because this too shall pass. But for it to pass beautifully, for it to be observed, for it to be witnessed, you have to know You have to know how to allow. Allowance is simply being able to witness everything that is happening around you without jumping in to take action. Our first response mostly is to take action. And I say, no, don't take first action. Firstly, just look at the energy that you're coming from. If your vision is outside, and all of us are looking outside, that's how our eyes are created, two eyes to look outside, one eye shut most of the times, and that too meant to look within. So okay, it takes us time to look within, but the minute you are able to observe that, okay, outside this is happening and it's creating this for me inside, bus, that acceptance, this is creating this, I am observing that I am now sitting in this frequency of joy. I'm now sitting in the frequency of guilt. Outside, five children are fighting for my attention, creating guilt in me, and now you suddenly start to overcompensate by giving children more attention. It's not about them, it's about you being able to release the guilt. But we don't think like that when we are looking outside. So important to collect all the senses and put all the fingers back in here. As soon as you come over here, you will have that understanding. Okay, this is what they're doing right now. It's not stationary. This too is dynamic. This too shall pass. Enough for the topic, because there is nothing more to the topic except to understand that we always get stuck in the drama outside. Somebody came to me and they were like, I've understood. You teach it all the time that expectations give link to attachments. Attachments give links to, give rise to expectations. And from all of these, what I will receive then is hurt. Yes, of course. Wherever there is conditional love, it'll bring hurt to you. And so she's okay. So I've decided I'm not going to create any relationships at all. I'm going to stay out of relationships. Why? Because you've already said, I know now, I'm too intelligent. I have understood expectations, outcomes, and then the result is conditional love and therefore hurt. And I just simply laughed. I said, yeah, that comes later. Your way into, whether it's going to be conditional love or unconditional. But right now already, you are sitting in the frequency of fear. Have you understood that this is fear of relationships? The more you sit in fear of relationships, guess what will happen? Well, your relationships will be very fearful. Whatever there are, it'll only be accumulated, because when we are unaware, we sit deeper and deeper into that experience. So while being so beautifully, filled with wisdom about, okay, Meenal says, this is the link to this, is the link to that. I'm not going to allow it only, so that I will never experience hurt. Doesn't work like that. Now, what have you done? You've run away from an experience. The minute you run from an experience, well, we know what's going to happen. Whatever you run from, whatever you resist, will persist. And so, what will persist? Well, one bad relationship after another. And you will keep creating more fear. Yeah, Meenal said so. Of course, Meenal said so, but she wasn't saying sit in fear. When the experience happens, you know what to do. If the experience happens, you simply know that you have to pick up the pieces from that relationship that are right now talking of attachment, and simply release them. The answers will come. What needs to be released, what needs to be done. We all receive answers. We're sitting in the frequency of answers. If you're sitting in the frequency of answers, why are you fearing anything at all? But this is how beautiful it is, that while we think we are being overly intelligent, we are just employing some other frequency. And that's why I say, don't go after the action. Simply look within to see from what emotion are you going forward with this thought process. It's all about your emotion. If the emotion is of fear, it's going to persist. If the emotion is of joy, it's going to persist. It's going to bring more. So constantly, when you go into a relationship, bring from the joy. Again, so many people are creating relationships from this one aspect. Oh, it's high time. Now is the time to marry. Now is the time to have children. Now is the time to do this. It's high time. The fear of missing out. Again, the frequency of fear. What is it that we need to do? Well, simply sit, observe the fear. The fear will come, you observe it, and then this too shall pass. So, constantly looking, just sitting, not running anywhere, not doing anything except observation makes you very lazy for sure. You'll be just sitting in one place and observing and observing and observing. And you will find that as you are this beautiful, lazy person, all the puzzles of this universe will keep getting solved and keep being presented to your lazy self. Yeah, we don't need to be running around. It's not about running around. The first thing that runs is this. Firstly, we got to release and settle this down. Make this fellow really, really lazy. And from that place of lazy, now that your mind can't run anywhere, whatever emotion comes, just look at it and then off you go. So that's how we understand this new edition. This too shall pass. It always will. Even when you are unaware, you will see, you will look back at your life and say, yeah, I was fearing this and I was fearing that, and that never happened. And even if that happened, I was able to get out of it. And even if I wasn't able to get out of it, there were these other things that also happened. So everything is constantly in a transitional phase. We can't bring finality to anything. A finality doesn't exist. The energy is eternal, and so is the entire process. This is life. It's going to happen. We don't know what our energy holds. It'll keep throwing us some what do you call it? The javelin throw suddenly coming at us, and we don't know where to duck. It's okay. Just sit there, observe the javelin throw coming at you. It'll help you. No, seriously, it will help you. We think that we want to create protective layers before things happen, but that's only protection itself comes from the frequency of fear. There is nothing about you that need protection. You are Shiva. You are the creator of your entire universe all around you. So who are you going to protect anybody from? You can only protect yourself from you. And why do you need protection from you? So in this place, when we sit, I was going with a thought somewhere, and I don't know where the thought went. Oh well, all right. So simply looking at everything as being dynamic and not sticking to anything, not clinging to anything, but simply watching it, enjoying it for the experience that it is. Enjoy every experience. Whatever needs to happen is already happening. What you are doing with this shift in you, with the process of observation, you, of course, you know that by now, that you're actually changing the outcome. That's how outcomes change. Whatever your energy field holds, when you're able to observe it, when you're able to sit in that moment, a new frequency you are attracting. In that moment, that new frequency is filling your energy field. And that new frequency will play out. It will today, tomorrow, one of those days, but it will play out. The more you sit and observe, the more you are able to create outcomes from this beautiful frequency of silence, from this beautiful frequency of not running after anything. Even when life throws some javelins at you, yeah, that's the way the thought was going. Even when life throws something at you which is brand new, what do you have to do? You simply have to sit and see what part of you is seeking your attention. Your attention needs to go to something that you've ignored so far. We are made up of layers and layers, frequencies and frequencies. And so, in the body, in this limited body, it's so possible that we didn't look at something at all. We didn't look at some part of self love. We looked at some judgments. We hadn't looked at some other person's role. And that's okay. That person's role will play out in front of you when you are ready to release it. as it plays out in front of you, oh, why is this happening to me? No, no, no. Now that it is happening, just simply take a look, allow it to happen. It's come here for a purpose. Let it fulfill its purpose. Allow the purpose. The purpose could be to show you your deeper layer. And when can you see that deeper layer? When you are no longer running away. So, fearing nothing, accepting everything, allowing everything. Why? Because this too, no matter whatever it is, this too shall pass. Such a beautiful, such a beautiful way of looking at life, you know. And then you can see that nothing is final. There is no final end result. We get an end result or what we think is an end result. For example, a relationship breaks and you think it's the end of the world. It's the end result. But it's not, because that relationship was created from your energy. And now you can look at that energy and change it. Will it bring back that relationship? Will it bring back another relationship? Will it bring you something else? It doesn't even matter, because the minute you're able to look at the energy and release all of the stuff that was creating that relationship, what will happen to you? You will be empty. You will be emptier. I can't say you will be empty. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe for a few minutes, maybe for a few moments, maybe for more. But you will be emptier, and it will be the creation of more peace, more joy within you. So that is why no matter what happens, it's not the final word. Be in that space. Whether it looks so bad right now, simply that's your fear. What do you need to do? Observe the fear and let the fear pass. This can't happen, that can't happen, grief, sadness, anger, whatever it is, simply look at it. Let it pass. Let it flow, let it flow, let it flow. Okay, everybody. Any questions for me? I don't think I see anything on the chat except Ruchi's one comment to see addictive hope. I am addictive. This won't pass. I plan to stay addictive all the time. Huh. So that's how it is. This won't pass. So cute. So much fun. Masti, masti, masti. Okay. Any comments? No? All right. Shall we go for the meditation? Okay, deep breath in and out. And as you take the deep breath in, open your eyes, look at the screen, look at me, and build this thread, this connect between you and me right now. You can see it. It's this beautiful thread of energy, and you are receiving energy from me right now through this connect of you and me. Being in this space, taking the energy from Meenal, being in joy, so much peace, so much calm. And with this calm and peace, now you can close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, just a deep breath in, anchoring this beautiful energy even more, even more. You're sitting in the energy of Meenal, and you can feel that vibration of Anand, that vibration of Masti. And so you anchor that in you, within you. And now you put your thoughts around to whatever frequencies you've been sitting in for the past 1 week, maybe 15 days, whatever comes to mind, whatever frequency that is. For example, let's begin with the frequency of anger. Calling upon the energies of anger, take a look at all the places where you felt a little angry. And now, all of that anger simply all crystallized into a little butterfly. Yep, you can see this beautiful butterfly. And this butterfly is your anger. And as you see this beautiful butterfly fluttering by, and then it's looking for a space, it's looking for a place to sit. And today, you simply invite it, and it comes and sits on your heart. This beautiful butterfly sitting on your heart. This butterfly, that's the collective of all your anger. It's just a butterfly, and it's such a beautiful butterfly. Look at the color. Today, in this moment, in this now, as you see this beautiful butterfly, that's all of your anger, simply with a lot of love, hold it. It's precious. And as you hold it with a lot of love now, you can give it away. Just simply watch it fly off. Falling into the next frequency. What are we going to do now? Which frequency? How about sadness? Calling for all of your sadness, the sad moments, whatever comes to mind, all the sadness in your energy right now, simply taking the form of this beautiful butterfly. Look at the colors of the sadness. It's a beautiful butterfly, and all that it does, it's simply flying around you. And today, you allow it to come and sit on your heart. This beautiful butterfly, your entire sadness, simply with you in your heart in this moment. And you love this butterfly. It is so beautiful. You can see today the beauty of this butterfly. It only came for you to experience this. And now, in this now, allow it to leave. And you will see that it simply looks at you with so much love, hovers around you, and then it leaves. Looking next at the frequency of joy. Yeah, even joy. And you look at this frequency, and now all crystallized into this beautiful butterfly. This is the joyous butterfly. And as it comes, it knows where to go. It sits in your heart. As it sits in your heart, every part of you is resonating with joy. And so simply anchoring it for a few more moments, being in this joy, feeling the joy, experiencing this beautiful butterfly of joy. And then this too shall pass. So simply allow it, allow for the joy to leave as well. Every frequency, simply a frequency. Not fearing if joy has left, will it come back again? Of course it will. It is part of you, this butterfly. Looking at whatever other frequency you wish to. Anything that's been with you for the past few days, in this moment, a beautiful butterfly on your heart, the experience, honoring this butterfly, and then letting go. A butterfly of lack, a butterfly of love. It doesn't matter what frequency, simply allow the butterfly to be free. Free to leave, free to come. You're not clinging to anything, not clinging to anyone. And now comes this beautiful butterfly of masti. There's a dance in the step. There are so many different colors to this butterfly. This frequency of Meenal. And it comes and it's dancing. And as it is dancing, you simply invite it in your heart. And it's jumping around, it's dancing. It's filled with so much joy, so much laughter, love, anand. And you can feel that in you. There's a smile on your face as you see this beautiful butterfly fluttering on your heart. A moment to enjoy this too. And then you know what to do. Simply allow it to leave. Yes, we are not going to hold on even to the masti. It's only a frequency. We can bring it back whenever we want. We can enjoy it when it is there, but we can enjoy every other frequency as well. Only transience. Everything simply, this too is passing. We only stay with this line of thought. This I allow to pass. And now, as that butterfly, the masti butterfly, has also left, simply observe the peace, the silence, the beautiful nothingness, the blankness in you. When all has been observed, all that remains is this silence. This is moksha. This is enlightened. So enjoy your enlightened space. Om Mani. Om Mani. See you, people. See you next week. Lots and lots of love. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone. Have a wonderful
Bye.
evening. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Lots and lots of love to all of you. Good to see you back with good health.
Yeah.
I'm still not with good health, but everything is wonderful. That's how it is.
Happy Diwali.
Enjoy. Happy Diwali.
Actually,
See you
thank
next
you,
week. Bye.
Meenal. You look so beautiful. You're looking
Thank,
like a butterfly.
thank,
Cute wali butterfly.
thank
And
you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
All thanks to Sejal for making me look cute with the nuts that Maniji sent to me. So